There we go. Hello, my friends. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm still... I was still eating. 1 second. Give me some time. How are you doing? How's your weekend? Hi, Benji. Thanks for... Wow. Thanks for joining. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for joining. Hi, Carlos. Thanks for joining. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay, cool. So excited for this. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining. Hi, AI Fuss. Hi. Thanks for joining. All right. Yeah. So today we try out Aleph. By the way, yesterday I wanted to do a video about 2.2 and nothing worked. So, and today I didn't have time to do it. So I'm probably going to do it tomorrow on how to use it inside of ComfUI to render that. Yeah, there was just, it rendered. And then the VAE wouldn't like finish, so I have to probably ask my Discord community on how to fix that. Maybe it's because last time I installed that other thing. I don't know, but let me know. Yep, get some coffee. Always have some coffee and some water also. There we go. So we're gonna try today all kinds of different things. You can also suggest things for what we can do with Aleph. I will try to download videos from Pexels. Yeah. So that we can try different things. Hopefully we find scenes. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to find some stuff. When 2.1 is amazing. Was better, but took so long. Mine wouldn't finish. I don't know why. I have to figure out why that wouldn't work. Hi, Anderson. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? All right. Good. There we go. By the way, other streamers, I mean, they're usually gamer streamers and they stream like for 5-6 hours, but they usually do their kind of like hanging out with the community and chatting for an hour, which makes sense if you stream like 7-8 hours. But should we do some chatting at the start first or go into AI? I mean, usually we do some chatting, but not really about specific topics or something. Oh, by the way, 2 days ago, I also, also yesterday, I also didn't post that video. Also yesterday, I made a video about the dark side of AI, where I talk about things that are maybe worrisome with AI. And I recorded everything. And then I thought, I'm just talking about my opinion, but I didn't, like, I'm talking about different things that happened in the recent past. But I didn't have any sources for that, all right? So I didn't quote anything. And then I thought, maybe I should find that first, and then I didn't post it. Maybe I should have just posted it because, like, yeah, you still know what it is, and I could probably found some like online articles. I still have the recording. I can still post that, and it's kind of like a timeless video, I guess. It's not if it's posted tomorrow or the day after or anything. And I think it's still an interesting topic because maybe I feel like I should also make more opinion videos on my channel. How do you feel about that? Right? To talk about different things. Google Flow AI videos in Gemini V3, which is, I don't know, because the problem is that VO3 is very expensive, so I haven't really tried it much. And then Google Flow, I don't think I even have access here in Europe. I don't think they have opened it up yet. Yeah, I think you need to. I have a 4080, so I was really surprised that Van 2.2 didn't finish, but it has to be some kind of problem with my install of ComfUI, I guess. Gemini Google Imagine 4. Oh yeah. Is it already available in Europe? Or is it more a US thing again, right? Opinion stuff can, yeah, I'm pretty sure opinion stuff can get better engagement, especially if it's a little bit on the side of, if it has an edge where people can have either different opinions or they're angry about something, it gets a lot of comments. Even though, to be honest, I don't like these, how can I say, negative attention YouTubers. You know what I mean? Like there's all these YouTubers and all they do every day is like why EA failed, why Ubisoft failed, why this and that failed. And I'm like, come on, shut up. You know? Maybe they fail, but like, is it really like basing a career in that is maybe a little bit much, you know? So yeah. Colab Pro. Yeah, but then it's not local, right? If I use Colab Pro, right? Will be featured in cinema in 5 years. You mean like complete AI movies? I mean, there's already AI short films, but movies, maybe indie movies. Indie movies probably way earlier. You probably can find indie movies right now. Why don't I use VPN? That's a good question. Why don't I use VPN? I don't know, actually, why I'm not using VPN. I'm a pretty honest person, so like if there is a rule that says don't do it, I usually don't do it, which keeps me from a lot of things. But yeah, that's a good point for your teaching. Oh yeah, you're welcome, Monkey Boom. Okay, I will try to keep up with, but we might get all the internet bans. You might get all the internet bans? In your country, you mean, or what? I solved my problem by stopping cache. Oh, interesting. I have to look into that. You're based on your experiences, which are valuable to me. Your opinions are based on your experience. Oh, I see. Yeah, of course. How to master everything AI image related. I want to make an AI manga. By testing. I guess. Testing, training, maybe your own LoRa's, finding your own techniques. The better the input, the better the output, like base it on images or sketches so you have like more control over composition, stuff like that. People use as a VPN for Netflix in different countries. Didn't they ban that on Netflix, that they say they don't want to have that anymore? I could have eaten some more chicken, actually. Now that we're talking anyways. I think they banned that. I think one of my fears is also that Google might ban my account. I could make a second account for that maybe. But VO is extremely expensive also. It's not just the VPN thing. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of people using Google Colab? Is it cheaper, Google Colab, than using just an online page, any kind of service that has it hosted already? Did you use ILM guy? What? Did you see the ILM guy comment on AI movie VFX? Could be fun to do. Who is the ILM guy? Who's that? Is that a channel, IML? I have to admit that I'm not really watching a lot of other YouTube AI channels. Oh, Industrial Light and Magic. They talked about VFX. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's what ILM is. Industrial Light and Magic. Ah. Child Act UK did. I'm in Canada. US just passed the Child Act that UK did. Well, yeah, a lot of stuff's getting very very censored, right? Like, my question will be, where do all these rules come from, right? Especially in the US, like, apparently the country of like freedom, and like you have the First Amendment and whatnot, freedom of expression, and then you can't say like swearing on TV and stuff like that. Why? Who doesn't even care about that, right? I mean, it's a big country, of course. Like, how much? 380 million people? That's pretty big. That's basically all of Europe. I think Europe is bigger now, but still. I mean, it is a Protestant country, and Protestants are very conservative, so historically it makes kind of sense, but like, I don't know. Who is against all that stuff, right? Although, you have to point out that Bavaria used to be like this cool, I mean, they're also very conservative, but they are very much like for party, drinking beer, being outside, being loud and stuff like that. And then they voted on like beer garden, when should they close? And everybody thought, hey, Bavarians love to party, so they're probably not going to be against that. And they went with the vote, went completely against it. Same with smoking, and same with weed. I think they have some of the strictest laws about anything that is fun, which is very strange, for Bavaria. You would expect the opposite. So I don't know. It's very strange. Yeah. Yeah, Brave New World, indeed. Like, didn't we? America made like multiple wars about the like Muslim terrorists, with their like strict rules and what? How do they call it? Not fatwa, the other word, Sharia, I think, right? And now everything is like prohibited, this and that. You can't smile too long, because then you get struck down or cancelled. Like, it's even worse. Not even worse. It's like the other thing is still worse, right? And it's also like extremist. It has nothing to do with the religion. But why are we like having legal stuff that is going in the same direction of like canceling down everything, locking down everything? People have forgotten how to turn things off, I guess. It's very strange. Like, if you don't like the show, just don't watch the show, right? Why get upset about what Disney does or what something else does if it's too woke or it's too this or that, or, oh, they said a swear word? It's just like, turn it off if you don't want to see it, right? Very strange. I don't understand that. Yeah. As long as it's not an aggressive insult against someone, But people feel insulted about anything, right? There was, by the way, it's very strange. I don't even want to touch that topic, but there was a German streamer, and he's like the most famous German streamer, I would say, and he wanted to play Harry Potter. And then he got a shitstorm from parts of his community. Why do you play Harry Potter? Because of the author of the books. And he was like, I'm not even like concerned with that. It doesn't even like, I'm just playing a video game that a lot of people like. So what the fuck you talking about? And then there was it didn't really affect him, but there was a lot of like arguments about that, from certain communities. You're like, really? Is that where we at? At the same time, by the way, nobody seems to have anything against Lovecraft. How is that? Like, where is that coming from? Lovecraft was extremely racist, very bad guy. But still, video games, movies, books, anything you like. Lovecraft. Wow, Lovecraft, cool. No problem. Nobody has a problem with that, I mean, I also don't have a problem with that because I think maybe he needed that in some way to even write his stories, even though it was shit. But I don't think he did anything. He was just talking, you know, and not a good thing, but he was just a big mouth, maybe, I guess, you know, so it doesn't affect anything. And then his books are still very good. So should it really affect anything if the content is good? Like, can we not separate the product from the person who made it? I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, anyways. And of course, maybe some of his text should not be too public, let's say. Or at a certain age, starting at a certain age, let's say. Wanted to be Harry Potter and got flamed, really? For what? Interesting. Yeah, I also don't get that. Like how people get upset about, I don't know, making a movie where Spider-Man is black. Like that was one of the best Spider-Mans ever, right? Like, of course, make that. Anything. It's not locked down. It's a fictional character. Who cares if he's like what color that superhero is, right? Okay, maybe maybe let's start with AI. Let me switch over here. Oh, I'm pretty big. Am I always that big? Whoops. Oh, I moved my screen. 1 second. Let me. How do I? I don't know. I'm just. I think like people should have more fun, and if they don't want to hear it, just don't hear it. Look the other way. All right. Like, don't watch the show. Don't want to see a show. Don't watch the show. Don't want to play a game. Don't play the game. Nobody is forcing you. Anyways, and I'm saying that as half German and half German. Like Germans get made fun of all the time. You know, that's okay. We got some history. Why not? I wasn't part of that, but yeah, it's okay. I can laugh about it or cry about it, depending on what the movie is. If it's Inglourious Bastards or if it's Schindler's List. Yeah. How are we going on now? We should I like use some scenes, or do you want to suggest some scenes, or what are we gonna do now? Let me put this over so I remember it for later. I love other people playing the roles. They play it better. Yeah, it's whoever is like, I feel like whoever is the best actor for a role should get that role, independent of who they are or like, I don't know. So, hit the like button. Yeah, please hit the like button. Yeah, Germans, there we go. Yeah, man. There we go. Okay. What are we gonna do? What kind of scene should we try? It's actually, as a German, when you come to the US and you see all these America flags and people like this, you know, in stadiums and such, it's kind of scary because as a German, it's not, you don't really see that. Nobody's doing that other than like the right-wing people, you know. So having like 500 flags and people standing like that is very unusual for it's a very unusual experience for a German, but at the same time, I guess for the people it's fun. Somebody goes bald. Like removing the hair. I think we can do that, right? Should we try this guy here and remove his hair? I think that might be an easier thing to do, but there we go. All right. Put that into downloads. Yes. Okay, there we go. Let's have this here. Did it already download? I guess so, right? This is probably it. I guess, you know what? I really need to like, I have this stupid Stream Deck, and it's just collecting dust. Yeah, I can't even pick it up because it has a cable connected that didn't. Oh, yeah, okay, anyways. Yeah. You know what? It would be fun. You could trigger all these kind of like specific people by like just downloading scenes from your favorite movies and make every character like the wrong race. Like, you know, Black Superman and Asian Wonder Woman and people freaking out. And you're making it like a trailer for the next movie. I think that might be funny, right? When people lose their mind over, oh no, my favorite hero, now he looks different. What can I do? Oh, God. And the movies are bad anyways. Who cares? I would rather have a good movie with a different ethnicity than a bad movie with the same shit that we've seen a million times, right? Anyways, okay. Can I just like say remove his hair or what? Make him a bald man. Okay. Let's try that first. Let's see if we can do that. And then maybe bald with a beard. Maybe we can do that. All right? Base video model. I think they need to work. The base model is not so great, to be honest, from Runway. You can do some really cool things with what they did with Act 2 and with the Aleph and stuff like that. And then also what the base model can really do well from Runway is if you have a photo and then you want to zoom into the photo or you want to zoom out of the photo, stuff like that works pretty well. Some other stuff doesn't work so well. What else can we do? I think it keeps the ratio, so we need to have something with the same ratio. Wait, let me see. Horse video, horsey. Where is the ratio button? Am I blind right now? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh no, wrong one. Okay, there we go. Maybe we try something with less motion in it or something. Ooh, I want to see if it can remove the two people who walk in front. If that works or not, because that with the movement of the horses, that might be seriously hard, but maybe not. Remove the two people walking in front. I want to see if that works. If that works, that would be amazing. I'm gonna guess I switch over to credits here so we can go as much as we want. What else? Make the horse bald. I don't know. I don't think you can do that. It's best to work in chat mode in Runway. In chat mode, really? Why? Why is that better? What's the benefit of chat mode? And where? Where's? Oh, there's chat mode. How is that better? Because then if I want to change the prompt here or something, I can do it here because the video is still there. But with chat mode, the video is somewhere else, right? Can you turn it into an ancient Rome? Which one? The one with the cops here? We can turn it into a different movie style. Okay. Turn this scene into ancient Rome. And everyone is wearing togas. Is it togas? Toga. Toga. Is that the English word? How do the Americans call that? Toga. Toga. Ah, toga is the English word for toga. Okay, there we go. Now you know. Let's click on that. Have I already done that? No, I haven't. Oh, there we are. Yeah, baby. All right, there we have him. Wow, that looks really good. Okay. Can I go like this? No, I can't. Well, I can half. That is pretty cool. That is very nice. He looks a little bit like Kanye, right? Without the hair? Or not? I don't know. Oh, did I type it wrong? Rome? What? Ancient Rome? Terminators? Yeah, Terminators doesn't really work so well, I think. What else could we do? What do we have here? What a fascinating... Oh, there's a horse. Huh. Let's try this. Let's remove that. Replace the horses with elephants. Let's see. Probably not gonna work. Why? Why did it switch back to unlimited? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Only one finished. It's a little bit slow. This is the one thing I'm not super happy with this. Did we lose one or did we just like not do much? Into centaurs? I don't think it's that good. We can try that though. Turn the horses into centaurs. We can try that. Did I write elephants wrong? Where is it? Oh, I used the German version. Elephants. I guess it still gets it, but let's see. To add 50 more horses. Oh yeah. Add 50 more horses. Let's see. Or racing horses maybe would be good. Oh, it's still queuing. Oh, there we go. Oh, I want to see that. Did it work or not? Maybe I download that so we can see the result better. 1 second. Let me have this over here. There we go. Holy shit. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, how good is that? It completely removed the people. Wow. Is there even a mistake in the video? Oh my god. Is that possible in classic terms? Can you actually do that? I don't think in classic, with classic video editing, you would be able to even do that. Check that out. Like the people really cover the horses up. And there's other people too. Oh, the clip is way longer though, but that's not... look at that. Like they really cover up the horses. Wow. Oh, the other people are probably too late, the second ones. And this is the AI version. How good is that? That is crazy. Wow. I mean, that's already worth the money, right? Is that leg here a little bit too long, maybe? I feel like it's the upper part of the leg is way longer than the lower part, but maybe that's just an optical illusion. Huh, that is crazy. That is really crazy. Oh, shit! That also works. Oh my god. I mean, not movie-like, but look at that. All right, wow. I mean, the quality isn't really there in that shot. You probably have to do it multiple more times and then also maybe describe it better. Oh my god, even the people in the background have togas. How crazy is that? Wow. That is insane, right? That's insane, huh? That's some good quality. Wow. To another shot. Which one? For what? Which one? There we have this with elephants. Let's see if it understood the language. Oh, wow. Holy moly, look at that. Oh, there's still horses. So it just added 2 elephants at the start where there are no horses. It didn't really replace anything. But also, to be honest, the horses enter way too late. So it's only the first 5 seconds, and in the video it was empty. But that's actually kind of nice, you know? So as long as the movement is... Well, the other movement with the horses was complex, right? iPhone video in Rome. Oh, there's the centaurs. Okay, that also is finished. Let's have a look at that. Why is it not loading? There we go. Okay, 1 second. There we go. Okay, that didn't work. I mean, it kind of worked. Again, the movement isn't great. And it's also very like blurry with this kind of fast movement. So Aleph isn't that good with fast movement, I would say. By the way, we need a shot of a house. I want to have the house explosion from their demo video, because that was pretty cool. Maybe this one? That one is good. But that's kind of like a time... man, I forget the words again. 1 second. We need something a little bit cooler here. That's it? Oh, there's more. 1 second. Maybe this one? Is this a time lapse also? No, that's not a time lapse. We could try that one. All right, let's delete that. Make the house explode. All right, let's try that. Is it? Why can't I? Okay. Oh, it has to upload. Okay, okay. There's the elephants again, but we have already seen that, so maybe we don't have to watch that a second time. It's just different elephants here, so that's not that interesting. Oh, and there we have the many horses. Sorry. There we go. I mean, it did it. It's not great though. It's not really good. I just came up with another idea. Wait a second. We need a drone shot of a street. Drone shot street. Oh. Okay, I want to try this for sure. 1 second. City. Because I want to try out the kind of like flooding. This is kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think there's some like flooding coming in. Would be very interesting. Okay, we're gonna do this. Add flooding. Water coming in a wave. Okay. We're gonna try that here and then also try the other one. Can be used with Hailu's model. That they do the same thing, you mean, or what? With camels. I don't think that there will be, it's gonna be different if we try different animals. Have a person turn into bubbles. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay. Yeah. And then I also want to have 1 second. Change camera to street level following the orange car. I want to see if it can do that. Okay. Then we have the other scene. One moment. This one. Add a massive... tsunami wave. Okay. There are gonna be so many like fake news videos in the future. By the way, have you seen on I think I've only seen it on X. Have you seen that video where someone used an actual like footage from a sinking cruise ship, or like it was in trouble or something like that, and then they added AI scenes where the big waves are hitting the boat and the water is washing the people away and stuff like that with a real situation? That was really sick. That was like, really? I mean, like, fake it? Okay, yes, it might be cool, but with a real situation where people really got hurt, that was not cool. That was very strange. And it's kind of like this, it buys into all this like attention-seeking, getting turned on by, not turned on, but you know what I mean, like being excited by other people's suffering, which... There was an issue at the end. Okay. If something funny happens, I have no problem with that. Like if someone jumps off a boat and then they tumble over because they slip or something and nobody gets hurt, that's cool. But a crisis where a ship sinks, that's not so great, right? That's too far, So, and I feel like we will see stuff like that in the future, where people try to like buy into that drama and get more clicks out of that. So here there was a problem. There was an issue at the end. I don't know what kind of issue. Massive. Let's add here flood wave instead of tsunami. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Let's add that here. Let's see if we got any more videos. The text from my violence. What? The text from my violate the user policy? But they have an exploding house in their marketing. Make the house crumble and break down. Okay. Let's try that. That's the thing I was talking about with the kind of dark AI, oh, wait, I want to try something else with this one. Have a lot of colorful balls jump all around the scene. Let's see if that works. And then we go back to this guy here. And make him a bald man with a long black beard. We're gonna try that. And then turn the man into soap bubbles at the end of the clip. Okay. Turn the man gradually into ice. All right, there we go. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, we are rendering a lot of stuff. Let's have a look at the chat here. Is Pika Swap and Pika Additions was supposed to be? Maybe. Has Pika done something new lately? Actually, I have to admit right now I actually forgot about Pika existing. Did they do something cool? Because Pika Swaps was very good. Pika Swaps was very nice. Yeah, I haven't heard any news from them lately. I think like more pages need to make more like gradual updates rather than waiting for the next big thing to happen. So there's more things we can play around with, and also maybe make the things more fun, I would say, right? Although, to be honest, I think like Runway is mostly focused on people who make advertisement and films and maybe video games. So they have like cutscenes in there and stuff like that. So yeah, and I think you can already do a lot with that. If you're in that area, you can really create something pretty interesting and already start like doing short films and whatnot. And for that, I would say the price is even actually pretty affordable. Getting all that power, right? Okay, there we have the flood wave. Oh, wow. Okay, so the water isn't really like flowing down the road. The car is escaping, kind of getting pushed around by the water a little bit. It's a good start. I guess we have to refine the prompt or something. Let me try this again. Add flooding water coming in a wave that is gradually flowing from the bottom of the frame to the top of the frame. I'm not sure if it understands that. I don't know how to describe it better. Oh, wow, look at that. Wow, I want to see how that worked out. 1 second. In Asia, it's already massively used. Like I've seen lots of uses in Thailand for all kinds of things. So the water itself is cool. It's just like it's a beach wave. There's not really anything where it comes from. So there's a good amount of like experimentation you have to add. A massive flood wave that goes over the top of the houses and flows towards the camera. Our camera. There we go. Oh, wait a second. I want to download it. But I feel like, to be honest, I feel like if you're getting good at that stuff, you can easily find a job right now with advertisement or such. Let me also try this here, and then I want to see change it to a drone shot where the drone is circling the building. Okay, let's see if that works, and let's check this shot. Oh, there we go. Okay. If it wasn't pushing up, I would like it. I like how the flame is the flag is actually animating how it's falling down, right? Did you mean tsunami instead of massive flood wave? I tried tsunami and then it said it had some error, so maybe that's the word, but I'm not sure. This is kind of cool. I think if we render this a couple more times, you could actually get something nice out of that, right? By the way, I just thought about something else. Can we get here? Do they have a video game scene? It would be nice to have like a short scene of GTA or something like that. Maybe Pixabay has that. Let's see. Video game. Whoops. Photos, videos. There we have something. Royalty free. Because I wanted to see if I can turn the video game scene into a real scene. I don't see anything like that. GTA? No. And what was that at the start? Yeah, but that's not something you can turn into a real scene, so that's not good. Okay, anyways. Okay, let's see what else we have. Oh, there we have the colorful balls. 1 second. Make the house implode. That's a good idea. Make the house implode. Implode. Generate. And then I want to go back to that guy. Just had another idea. Turn this man into red jelly. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we have the balls. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Pretty cool. All right, no. It is not bad, to be honest, but the balls deform in crazy ways. So there's just not enough control here over that. But it kind of understood what I mean. The one thing I would have loved to see is how they bounce against the house and everything. And I don't really see that. However, I have to say one thing that's pretty good here is that all of them are actually bouncing on the ground. And that's already pretty amazing, right? They understand where the house is and such. The house in the background? What house in the background? What do you mean? Is there something happening in the background? I don't really see it. I mean, this house in the background is staying consistent, so that's pretty cool. Let's go with him here. We have multiple scenes of that guy. Let's download all of them, or not. Maybe let's download only like these two. So here we have the guy with bald hair, hat, and beard. Very nice beard, right? Looks really beautiful. There we go. Very good. Very nice scene. All right. So. Oh, oh, he kind of exploded. Oh, wow. But that's kind of like a creepy like scene for a horror film, right? Where like people disintegrate and they turn into this kind of like, and it looks like it's underwater, but it's not underwater. Wow, that is really cool. That is like a really nice, creepy horror scene, right? Wow. That's what I think about, like when I think about like AI creativity, AI creation, is like it shows us things we have never seen before, right? And at the same time, it's a very cool effect. So that as a superpower and as an effect for a superhero movie, that would be really cool, right? That would be amazing. That could be some superpower for the boys, right? For that show. Something like that. Very, very cool. Okay, and there we have the Iceman. Let's see that. That also looks very good. Oh, but he's ice from the start. I mean, it's still very cool. Even he moves even his eyes, if you look here. And he is ice. That's still very good, right? Very, very cool. Casting of soap bubble spell. Oh, soap bubble spell to smoke inside. You feel like smoke inside? Maybe. I thought it's more like an underwater scene. So here we have the wave again. Let's see if it did better this time. No, not really. The water is kind of flowing away from the car. So it's not like filling up the scene. It's kind of cool though. You could kind of imagine that this is like where the water stops. So yeah, interesting. Oh, and there we have the wave. It's not going over the house, but maybe, let's see. Oh, 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 and the camera is even moving. Wow, it's almost cool. I think if we would render that a couple more times, look how it interacts with the roof on the right side. Very nice, very cool. The plants, oh, the plants like this down here, that plant is getting moved a little bit by the water if you look at it. And then here, is there anything happening here? Not so much. But that's still very, very good, right? Like if you would use that for a film, just cut it where the wave is higher than the building in the background, so it looks like just a wave, and then it's a very good scene, right? I can open it from the download section? Ah, thank you. Didn't know that. Okay, cool. I thought if I do that, it opens the folder. Okay, that's very good. Okay, so now we have the house again. I feel like the house changed a lot. That's not the original house, right? Let's try this. Hello? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a drone shot. I mean, still impressive. Oh, it's a different, the house looks different because now it's from the top and before it was from below. It's very grainy though. Do you see that? I don't know why that is. You see that graininess here, like like a close-up photo of a poster? And the house doesn't look that good, to be honest. But I actually have to look at what the original house looked like. I don't know anymore. 1 second. This is the original house. Yeah, that looks very different. I mean, there is a yellow house in the background, to be honest. That's good. But the house doesn't look anything like that. And it turned this like sat thing into a ball, which is also not great. You see? So that turned into a ball here. And then this got an extension here to the side for some reason. And the yellow house moved behind. But probably if you render it a couple more times, it might be good. And the starting point, like this of the house, is actually the same. It just added stuff here for some reason. I don't know. You can also drag and drop it anywhere from the same place if you want to use it again. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you very much. Oh, there's another violation here. Probably with the implosion. Yeah, implode. It doesn't like that. Implosion, explosion, doesn't like that. Okay. So now we know. It's to protect us from becoming evil people by having fun. You know? You know how dangerous that good old fun is, you know? Like, why is authorities always against fun? Don't drink, don't smoke, don't look at this kind of movie or that kind of film. Like, what's going on, right? Oh, like the government is your mom, right? Don't you smoke that stuff. It's bad for you. And then they drink 5 beers in front of the TV. Okay, anyways, what else can we do? Give me some ideas here. What else is on the menu, so to speak? Any ideas of what else we could give a shot? We can try and change the video style. There we have a video with a lot of people. We can remove the people. That's always fun. I actually want to have a scene. Is there a filter here for vertical? For some reason, they only have the vertical filter when you search for something. Street walking. Let's see. There's a guy here, but it's blurry at the start. 1 second. I just want to find a guy or someone who is walking, and then turn that into a video game scene. No. Although, 1 second, where was that scene? How do you call, like, what is she wearing? Oh. Cosplay. There we go. Or is nothing? Pexels doesn't have any cosplay videos. This is stock video here. Oh. Wow, that looks almost like it's a video game. That's crazy. But what, like, I don't like how she's looking down. It's a little bit too complex. Huh? What is he doing? He's holding a rose. That might be a little bit too abstract. Oh, yes, that's good. Okay, let's try that. 1 second. Oh, you said I can drag this. Oh, magic! Magic is happening. I'm learning something today. Pretty cool. Very nice. Oh. The restrictions we have with AI today. Yeah, right. If Hollywood would be like restricted like that, but for some reason, Hollywood always gets an exception for that. Turn this into a anime scene. Vintage 80s anime. Okay, let's see if that works. And then also turn this into a 3D video game scene, and then also turn this into a pixel art video game scene. Let's see if that works. There we go. Okay, so we have some more to render. These companies use not safe for content while training their models. Right, yeah. Like the companies do anything they like, and then if you try it, you get censored for the same, doing the very same thing. It's the same on YouTube. Like the big companies, the big because like they buy the advertisement, you know, and they pay for a lot of stuff on YouTube, so they are the money makers. So they have different rule sets. They can do stuff on their channels and in their videos, which other people can't. But then, you know, what I find most surprising is that you have these like mega stars, right? And like big hip hoppers and stuff. And then they have to make like censored versions of their own videos, of their own music. And people are okay with that. And even they say, yeah, okay. And they don't speak out about that publicly or do anything against that. Isn't that very strange, right? It's very strange that kind of thing happens, and nobody's fighting against that, and nobody like seems to have the guts to say anything. What could we do? Controversial approach is a risky, serious legal backlash. Higgsfield steals. Controversial approach. Higgsfield steal? What was the controversial approach? You mean steel like EA steel? Or do you mean steel like the metal steel? Did they steal scenes or what? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. What else can we do here? Car racing or what? Car racing? Give me some ideas of what else we want to try here. The new Higgsfield thing is called steel? Am I living under a rock? What is steel? Oh. Ah, with the reference thing, right. Right. Yeah, with the reference thing. Didn't I have something very similar before that with Remix? Isn't that, look, what's the difference between steel and remix? Do we have some scenes finished? No. Okay, well. Okay, so give me some ideas of what you want to try here. Put your picture on it. But isn't that what they, like, basically what they had before? Right? Or not? I thought that was, like, very similar to what they did before, right? Let's have a look here. Higgs field. Minimax Unlimited, reference. And for some reason, all of these companies are very good at hiding their new stuff. I guess multi-reference is not the same as steel, right? Consistency, sole consistent character is also something different. So either I don't have it or I don't know. Let's go and create here image. I don't have steel here. It doesn't say steel. Didn't I have remix? Who had remix? Where you click and it remixes the image to something else. Who had that? Can you try something using an image reference with whatever video you decide to use? Oh, with an image reference. Yes, we can try that. Okay. What kind of image reference? I tried that before, but wait, let's go to Korea real quick. Korea. I don't think it works well. Funny head design. There we go. The heck is this? I wanted to have something else. Mid-journey runway, the best, depending on what you want to do, right? What do you want to do with that? Okay, so here we have that with the ducks. Maybe that's too detailed, but let's see. And then we need a video, right? Let's write man here. Okay, there we have a guy. Let's get this over here. And then let's make him, no wait, exchange the tie for the rubber duck tie. And where's the image reference now? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yellow bird tie. There we go. Let's see if it does that. 4. Exchange the tie for the yellow bird tie. Let's see if that works. SD next. I mean, it's not about having a GPU, it's about what the software is capable of. And I wouldn't say there is any model offline that you can use locally that can do anything. Oh, wow. Can do anything that Runway can do or that Midjourney can do. Like Flux is, I don't know, I gotta be honest, I don't really like Flux. I wish they would do some more with like the with the stable diffusion model and the other model that came, STE 3.5 and stuff like that, that they would make an update. What happened to that? And also, like, what happened to Flux? Maybe that would also be a good video. What happened to Flux, right? Is there any update? Is there anything new happening with Flux? I feel it's like the same model forever. It's not great. It's very rigid. It's not fun with the output. It's not very creative. By the way, the scene is pretty cool. It's not, it's kind of anime. I like how it made actually like bokeh here in the background. The colors are kind of strange. And it has kind of like flickering with these details here from the umbrella. And the face is not very detailed for some reason. But other than that, I have to say, actually pretty cool. Actually pretty nice. So, not too bad, right? Not too bad. What else? Oh, there we have the 3D game scene. Wow. I mean, that worked really well. Other than her hand being kind of like pooped at the end. You see how the finger is kind of like going outside? You see how the it's bending? But other than that, wow, this really turned into a 3D video game scene. That's crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? So you can basically film yourself and then turn it into a video game scene. How crazy is that? Wow. Flux Korea is best. Yeah, Korea, for some reason, Korea does it pretty good. They give you some pretty nice results. Oh, then there's the pixel art. The only thing with Korea is it is very good with a lot of things, but they're not so great with other things. So it's kind of like, how can I say? It is not as creative as Midjourney from the images. The images look good, but if you compare it to what Midjourney gives you as an output, Midjourney is just more artistic, even though Korea is very good at what it does and is pseudo-artistic, like it's going into the direction of it and actually gives you some nice results. It's not as warm or organic or creative as you often get with Midjourney. So Midjourney is still the best shot you have. But what you can do is like use Midjourney as an input for Korea or for Flux Local or any kind of other thing if you want to. Yeah, so I don't know. There we go. That was pretty cool with the by the way, we didn't render anything. Give me some ideas. And what, by the way, what's the stream time? What does the stream say? Oh, only 1 hour? Wow, we have been very productive today for just 1 hour. All right, so anything else? You have 10,000 Flux. Yeah, all these LoRa's, right? Like, I feel like the models, Flux models, they all do the same. They all look the same. This is why I basically didn't make any videos about them. Because it's just Flux. And then it's not even better or different or something, because if you use the same prompt on Flux, you get the same result. And then the LoRa's are super specific and do only one thing. So, I don't know, you know. There we go. So, what else can we do? Give me some ideas here. And I'm kind of like sure that the trend is going online anyways. For most people, let's say, right? Because the models are getting bigger and bigger and more power hungry over time. And at a certain point, you just can't afford the GPU anymore. And then you have to pay the online services. But also the online services are faster and easier to use, right? So let's drag this in here. Can it replace it? Oh, I can just replace it. That's pretty nice. Turn this into a night scene with cinematic light. Okay, cool. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Oh, he has the, I mean, it's not the birds. Make it snow. Add that? Oh yeah, we can do that. It's no problem. That's for sure possible. So he does have a, like, he does have that yellow tie, like the bird type, but it's not birds, and also the design is different. So this was the original design from the. This is the Thai design, and this is what it did in the video. So it's not this kind of like context thing where you get the exact same thing in there, which is interesting because we already have other models who can do that. So the image reference is, how do you say, it's for inspiration at best. Usually it doesn't work. Usually it doesn't do what you want it to do. Okay. Turn this into a winter scene. Oh. With falling snow. And then have an asteroid crash into the road. Let's see. Asteroid. Is that how you write asteroid? Asteroid. Asteroid. Into the road. Okay. Make the man run down the road. Okay. What else? Turn it into a vintage black and white movie scene. Okay. Okay, and then turn it into a cyberpunk neon light sci-fi movie scene. Okay, there we go. Fur coat. Back requires 6 GB CPU. Please make it snow. Hamsteroid. Hamsteroid. Okay. All right. 1 second. People. I can't type. People. There we go. People. Wait. Okay. I want to add this. And then I want to have another scene. Black and white. There we go. Do we have anything here with more color in it, maybe? There we go. Is there anything here with more colors, but black and white? Garden, let's try that. He's really trying to annoy me right now, that page. Just give me something. Okay, let's go back to landscape. Okay, let's do that. Let's try people. No. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay. What was this? Load? I think it would be a lot more interesting if you made your own images in clips and changed them. How am I gonna make my own clips right now? I don't know. Okay, turn half the people red. I want to see if that works. Turn all people into pandas, as we've seen in the marketing, but with so many people, I want to see if it still works. And then turn this into a color scene. There we go. Try colorize. Yeah, I want to do that. Let me copy that over. Colorize. Did I upload this? Oh no, there we go. Okay. Colorize this scene. Okay, there we go. So now we have a lot of renders. Oh, there we have the night scene. Beautiful. Looks very good. What is this? Why does it sometimes not load? Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Until he turns around and we see that his face is like completely strange, it actually works kind of well, I would say. The roof here looks a little bit strange and I have no idea what that is. Is there something in the original video at that place? 1 second, let me find the video real quick. Oh. What is that? It even looks that strange in the original video. Is the whole... It looks like the clip is AI. What is this thing here? I mean, I could imagine maybe it's a rig for painting, but like, where is it hanging? Do you get where this is hanging? Because you can see that like this, like, how do you say, fence is very close to the house. Then these lines, they go towards the house, but this thing is not, is it? Oh, it's maybe leaning, it's leaning against the wall. Ah, but what is it? Scaffolding for cleaning? Like that on the house? Strange. Okay, so this is actually there. All right. There we have the winter scene. Looks beautiful. The winter stuff, it does very well, to be honest. 1 second. There we have it. There we have the winter scene. Even his jacket is actually very fitting for that. And look where the snow is. Even the scaffolding has snow in it. The plants have snow in it. The little roofs have snow in that. That is so beautiful. It really does that very well, I have to say. Even the background mountains have snow on it. Holy crap. It really thought of everything. Wow. Imagine how this technology is going to be crazy a couple of years down the line, right? But I feel like, actually, I feel like a couple of years down the line, there might not be anything anymore on social media that you can trust. Any kind of like travel video or other like crazy stunts and like mistakes that happened, like fail videos, probably tons and tons of fake stuff. Yeah, it's really strange, right? Oh, what is this? Oh, with the falling snow, there we go. By the way, there is an interesting question I thought about recently. There is this kind of like dead internet theory where AI basically most or if not all of internet is AI talking to AI. And that's an interesting theory. And like on the one hand, I think, yeah, that's a problem. On the other hand, I think like machines talking to machines kind of makes sense. But what I was also thinking is, if you would have a version of the internet where you enjoy all of the content and the people are pleasant and the tutorials are exactly what you're looking for and the like inspirational videos are what you like and the music is what you enjoy and stuff like that, but all of that would be AI generated for you at the moment you search for it, right? Would you have a problem with that or not, right? Like if you, even right now, most of the time when I search for a tutorial, I ask Perplexity. I'm no longer going on YouTube to search for that, right? For example, usually when I open up, right now I'm playing a lot of like Diablo 4 with the seasons and the like grinding to upgrade your character. If I have any questions, where is the dungeon? How does that upgrade work? What is the, like, how do I do that quest? I go to Perplexity and ask that and get the description there. And very rarely do I go to YouTube unless I need to see something specifically that is shown to me, where to click, for example, on a website or like in the game or something like that. But other than that, I don't go. Even for other questions, I ask, like if I have a problem for the music software, I ask Perplexity first. And even only if I can figure it out, I go to YouTube. Also with news, if I see a news headline, often now what I do, if the headline interests me, I'm not clicking on the link of the headline to go to the website. I go to Perplexity and say, I enter the headline and say, explain me that. Because Perplexity is to the point, and also I think most of the time Perplexity is honest about what it's writing. It's not trying to bias me with any kind of opinion. And I know when I go to a news website, they, first of all, they shoot me dead with all of their advertisement. And then at the second, also, for some reason, every news reporter thinks they're a little Hemingway. Right? They always have to write a story about stuff. I don't know why. You know, why not just give me the facts? So they say, oh, this and this happened. I don't have a good idea. Don't have a good example right now. Let's say, for example, Ozzy Osbourne, right? Okay, so he died. It's super sad. You go to the website, the news website. They start with, oh, he was like born in this year, and then he made that, and then he did this, and then here, and then married, and then a child, and blah, and on the stage, and there was a controversy, and blah, 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 half an hour, and then you come to the one point that you actually want to read, and then you don't even get that much information, right? So I go to Perplexity, I say Ozzy Osbourne, cause of death. Because, to be honest, let's be honest, that's what we actually want to know, right? We know who he is and what his life was and what he did and his family and all that stuff. I don't need a recapture of that. The only thing I want to know at that point is like, what was the cause? What happened? That's the only thing I want to know. So I go to Perplexity, boom, I have it, and then I can go on with my day, right? And waste the rest of my time on YouTube Shorts, to be honest. It's not like I'm short on time, it's I'm short on patience. That's the... That's the actual reason why I do that. Okay, let's look at the snowfall videos, right? But let's be honest, that's what we all want. We just want to have the information. Wow, this guy is like really snowed in. Yeah, so he was walking for a bit. But yeah, but let me know. Like, would you, if you knew that most of the stuff you see on the internet is made by AI, but it's actually what you want to see, would you be happy with that? Would you be okay with that? I prefer, he said, Paleopteryx says, I prefer that internet full of AI to the one where I need to scan my face just to do a Google search. Oh, that's an interesting point, right? Yeah, I don't know, right? What else did we want to do? Oh, the asteroid. Yeah, I forgot about that. There we go. And you could say, well, this might create this kind of like daily me internet that is like this echo hall and you only see what you want to see. But it's not what happens right now anyways. Like, why would you choose to watch content you don't want to see? So even now, if either the, like, let's say there is a video about, let's say Trump, for example. Let's go to the big screen. 1 second. I'm going to open the video and then, whoop. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's watch this real quick. Oh, it even created a hole. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. All right. So, big screen time. 1 second. So, let's say you want to see, you want to listen to the news about what's happening with Trump, right? So either you go to I don't know, a channel that supports your opinion, let's say Fox News, or you go to the other channel that supports your opinion, let's say Comedy Central or something else, The Daily Show, stuff like that, right? But you wouldn't go to Fox News to watch something about Trump when you disagree with what they say. You already go to the page where they say exactly what you want to hear. And if they say something wrong, you're like, they are idiots. And then you go to the other page, right? So we're already in that, right? It's just like how we choose things, right? Why would you do something you don't want to do? All right. The asteroid looks a little bit shit, but the hole, I really enjoy the hole. And now VLC does make some errors here. If the asteroid would look better, I think that would be great. But you can actually replace the asteroid with a actual 3D asteroid and then get a way better scene. Of course, the guy's walking towards it like nothing happened, so that's a problem. To learn something new, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Don't tell me that you go to different websites from different political perspectives or from any kind of perspective in your life where you don't agree with that. Let's say you want to look at some science topic about dinosaurs, but you also go to a creationist website to read what they have to write. No, nobody does that. Come on. You maybe do it to laugh about it, how crazy and stupid it is, but nah, nobody is doing that. I mean, why? Why would you even do that? And let's be honest, everybody, all of us, we think we are right about what we do, right? That's just how it is. I can give you 2 examples. 1 second. Let's just check out this clip here. Oh, it's the guy running down the street. Okay, right. So here's 2 examples how all of you 100% think that what you do is right and what everybody else do is wrong. 100%. So first example, you're driving on a road. Everybody who's driving slower than you is slow and an idiot. And everybody who is driving faster than you is crazy and dangerous and is an idiot. And you are going the right speed, right? Always like that, right? If they are going too slow, they hinder you. If they're going too fast, they endanger you. You always think they are wrong, you're right? You always go the perfect speed, right? And the second example I kind of forgot about. Oh yes, everybody who is younger than you is inexperienced, so you kind of need to explain the world to them. And everybody who is older than you is outdated, so you kind of have to explain to them what's going on right now because they don't understand anymore what is going on right now, right? And that's kind of how we see it, right? So the old people, they don't get it anymore. The young people, oh, they don't have enough experience. Even though you go through all of your life and at one or another point you are at any of these stages, you will always have this kind of conviction that the people who are younger than you don't understand it. If you're like a student, they are babies. If you're a grown up, they are kind of like kids because they're students. If you're old person, they are still young and still don't know what life is about because you're close to the getting through the door. You know what I mean? So yeah, we always have this kind of opinion of us that we are in the perfect spot always, right? All right. Anyways, okay. Here we have this is not an old school movie here, right? Yeah, but what if I really is me that is right? Yeah, that's the point. You are right for yourself, right? Most of the time. Most of the time what you do works for you, and this is why it works, but it doesn't mean it works for other people in the same way. And so that is why a person who does the opposite of what you do can still be right and still go through life in a way that works for them, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah. For example, you could say we have a person let's go big screen time. You have one person who is going to parties all the time and living the life fullest, no wife, no kids, nothing. They're all just outside and having fun. And you might be a career guy and family guy and a husband and whatnot, and you think like, this guy's wasting his time. He's just floating, nothing serious. He has no children. He built nothing in his life. He's just like floating through space, drinking beer and like listening to music. That's not right, right? While the other guy who's making the parties thinks, hey, this guy, he is tied down by his job. His wife is nagging him, his children sucking the life energy out of him and then leaving the house and only calling when they need money. What did he even have of his life? So both people are right and both people are wrong, but only for their own version of reality, right? Yeah, that's just how it works, right? So we are always right for us, right? But we are always wrong for what other people have planned for life. Oh, there's a cyberpunk version, right? Like, for example, I can give you a practical example. Let's watch this first. Wow, it's actually not too bad. Pretty cool. Wow. All right. Very nice. Okay, one more big screen time. Sorry. A real world example for me is dating. For me is actually pretty hard. And the reason for that is because most people in my age, they want to have stability and their family, and they are like concerned about getting old and saving enough money for that, and like they have already had all their parties, so now they want to settle down. They want to sit on a sofa and watch Netflix or go a little bit on a trekking trip for some days and stuff like that, but they want stability and calmness in their life because they are getting old, you know. But I'm not like that, you know. So for me, like freedom and independence, especially personal freedom, is extremely important, and I kind of like build all of my life around that. But in my age, to find someone, finding a woman where you can say, hey, let's go to Asia for half a year and just like hang around there and do this and that and then come back and here and there and let's build our lives. And then if this doesn't work anymore, I don't know, let's say my channel doesn't work, I find something else because I trust that I can make it work. There's not many people like that, especially not with my age. People that are 20 are like that, but my age, not so much. It's really different. It's really difficult. And then also usually I work at night, while usually people have free at night. So when I work, they have time off. So she's working, and then when she comes home from work, I start my work. And so there's like not a great overlap with that, right? And so that's like my life is like still like the life of like a 20-year-old student, right? My day starts at night basically, right? And I'm floating through life and just doing whatever I want. But that's not what most people want. But it feels very comfortable for me because I know how to navigate that space. While for most people, it feels very uncertain to do something like that. They need the certainty of family and job and savings and whatnot, you know? While I think, yeah, I can do it, like a Pirates of the Caribbean style. Somehow, somewhere, something will turn up and it will all turn out well. Oh, it turned the people into red, actually. But dating is really hard, you know? Especially here, Vienna. Vienna sucks for dating, to be honest, but even in general. Yeah. The classic dilemma, yeah, totally, right? Yeah. It sounds like you need to find a way to make more money and then date younger. Or go to Asia, where I'm rich with what I have already. Right. No, it's, I don't know. I completely also love the culture and everything there. That's why that is so interesting for me. But it also has different other reasons, to be honest. Right? So it turned everybody red, not just half the people. I mean, kind of cool. You could do the turning red manually afterwards by putting masks on them, which is not exactly what you want. I guess if you render a couple more times, you get like different results, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, by the way, did you realize that we came from a society where one person has to work in the household and then have enough money to buy a house, to keep the family well fed and like everything they need to pay for the education of the children and everything. One person did all of that. Now we have two people working. They have no free time. They work all the time. They have no fun. They have no like little bit of vacation maybe. And still they don't have enough money to buy a house or to pay for this and that, right? And they kind of like only get by. Isn't that like stupid? Isn't that really crazy? Right? And people get upset about, oh, the milk costs like 30 cents more. Yeah, but your whole life got like screwed, right? That's the real deal. But nobody is upset about that apparently. Nobody's going to the streets about that. I'm completely, I don't understand how we live in a society where people go on the street, even with weapons, because they have to wear a mask for a couple of weeks. But then when housing gets so expensive that you basically have to live on the streets, they're like, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I don't care. Like, shouldn't it be the other way around? You know what I mean? It's very strange, you know? I don't know. But anyways, oh, the colorizer. Look at that. It actually works really well. So I would rather be concerned with that kind of thing, right? And storm these kind of like housing companies, basically, instead of like getting upset with having to take a mask and a pill, you know? One person working outside the house, the other one inside the house. That is true. Yeah, you can also, yes, but I mean now both people work outside and inside the house, you know, so it's kind of the same thing. You know, I didn't want to say it like the person inside the house is not working. It's also work. It's a lot of work. But they didn't get paid for that. So it wasn't a paid job. So it didn't add to the income of the household. Even though it was valuable work, you didn't get anything for that. So still, you would have still only one person who is keeping the household financed, right? That's what I mean by that. And now you have two people and it's still not financed. That worked out pretty well. That is very colorized and very like it. The water is a little bit too blue, maybe. I mean, the sky is reflecting in the water, but that is really amazing. Even like some of the ones without leaves are actually brown, which is also very impressive, to be honest, that it like thought about that. I think some of those should be green, but still very good. You could add the boxes with their social credit scores and some of the red people. Oh. Can you do that? Wait. I don't think it can do that. It's too specific, but I want to try still. Add emojis that are floating over the heads of each individual person. There we go. Emojis. Right. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh. What is the second one? Colorize? Oh, that's the same thing. So colorize and turn color is the same thing. Let's just play this. Yeah, same, but different. Colorizing worked amazingly well. Yeah, totally, right? It's really, really good. Do we have some vintage video here? Old video? There we go. Right. No, we don't have that. We don't have that. What else can we do, by the way? What else can we do? Right. Um, okay. Let's download this. I'm always a bit worried about using like kids in my videos, but I mean, someone uploaded that and they have more of these videos. So apparently they have all the kind of like paperwork to be able to do that. So that's okay. Add a magic spell effect to the wand. There we go. Spell effect to the wand. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know that feeling, by the way? Do you know that feeling when you go to another country and you're like, that's my people, right? You feel like at home, you feel like, ah, that's it. That's the culture. That's the like, you know, from the style, from the music, from the food, from everything. It's like, you know, sometimes you feel like, hey, I mean, I'm not believing in that kind of like my last life kind of thing. Even though maybe with Buddhism you could argue, but man, it's not my thing. I'm too like scientifically oriented. But where you just feel very at home at a certain place, you know. And the first time I was in Bangkok, it was actually, I think I was 10 years old because we have relatives in Australia. And from that like first visit there, when I was a child, I already knew, hey, that city and that country, it's completely my thing, right? It's very much connecting to that, right? So that's very strange, but yeah, for some reason, you know. Yeah, and that's also why I like it so much there. There's other reasons too, but that is one of the reasons why I really like it and always go back there and actually spend like 4 months in Bangkok. I'm not even traveling around, right? Because like most people, I actually should travel more, right? Okay, it had no idea what I mean by that. So there's nothing added here. Okay. Oh, by the way, what happened with the videos where they are like replaced by pandas? Oh, turn the people into pandas? Did we forget about that? Oh no, that didn't work at all. Ah, okay. So that didn't work at all. I never leave the house, so no. Oh, do you feel good about that? I feel like when I was young, when I was younger, I was good with being on my own all day long, which I'm still doing. But now I notice I feel way better the more I'm outside. Even though when I'm in Vienna, I don't leave the house because I simply don't know what to do here. While in Bangkok, I have a very different life. I'm basically most of the time outside because everything there is just nice and like it just looks good. It's very beautiful. Vienna is beautiful, but it's always the same. And Bangkok is basically different. It changes every single day. It's a very fast and intense city. And at the same time has tradition mixed into all of that. They have like, they have a very good mix. And to be honest, I think right now at this moment, Bangkok and Thailand has its golden years. Bangkok is right now in the transition between classic Thai culture and very modernized, very westernized culture adaptation, right? And so I think in a couple of years, maybe 20 years down the line, Thailand is going to be very different from now, very Western oriented from the designs they have and stuff and the culture, but with, of course, infused with Thai culture. And also Bangkok is going to be very expensive. And now it's this kind of like moment where everything is still cheap, but you still have high standards and everything has this fusion of adapting a lot from the West, but being very Thai at the same time, right? So that's pretty cool. It's the perfect kind of moment. Try chat mode. Oh, yeah. Try chat mode. Let me check out. Oh, oh, it's finished. Okay, cool. So let's check that out here. You might expat to Thailand. Try that, absolutely. First, go there. First, go there for a couple of months. I think you need to go there, I would say 1 or 2 times for a couple of months, just to like experience the heat and stuff and the food and everything, you know, because it can get a little bit much. And also the time. Because one thing about Thailand that is, like, for example, I don't like too much is it's getting dark every single day at 6 p.m. No matter if it's February or August or no matter. Every day, 6 o'clock. So there is no long nights outside with barbecue. The nights are very long. So the sun goes down at 6, the sun comes up at 6. So every single day of the year, the night has 12 hours, which is really long. Of course, there is night markets and stuff like that, but you have to like you come out of work, it's night already. So if you work there, I'm not sure if you have a good time. For me, I can go out anytime I want. So I can go out during the day. Okay, so now let's try this. How do I even use this? Wait. We need to find a video. Oh, I can actually show you. 1 second. Let me go here. 1 second. I want to show you something. I mean, also if you work from home, of course, you have a nice. If you have a nice view. Oh, maybe I can't find that. 1 second. Nope. Nope. Oh, God. 1 second. Give me a second here. Maybe here? Nope. That's not it. Nope. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I probably can't find it right now. What is this? Oh, there we go. No. Nah, I can't find it right now. Anyways, I wanted to show you a photo, but not that important. Okay, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do right now? Let's take these old geezers here. All right. Oh, God. Okay, drop this here. Turn the 2 old people into young teenagers. There we go. Still needs to upload. Come on, do it. Never leaving the house was... Oh, never was a joke, but I don't like people. Not really, but I prefer being outdoor on the nature, not around many people. I see. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I spend too much time inside. Yeah. Especially here in Vienna. Please note a 5-second maximum, blah, blah, blah. You know what? One thing I find interesting about Runway is if they have a maximum of 5 seconds, why don't they have... why don't they make a script where they say, do you want to render the full video? It's going to be that many videos. And then it's going to split up the videos for you into 5-second chunks and then render through that. You might have a problem where each chunk has a different render result. So maybe that's why. And the image input, as you've seen, has only like an inspiring kind of quality. So you can't use last frame as first frame. So probably that might be the reason. Generating. Okay, it takes a little bit, but it's doing the same thing, right? The one thing I don't like about this is now it's in chat and the video is up here. So now if I say something else, like turn it into this and that, how does it understand what I mean? Like, can I write use the original video but remove the background and then make them sit in the Alps or something? Or will it use the newly generated video? Let's try that. Use the original video. Remove the background and replace it by the Alps. Okay, let's see. Oh, and I can't even like I can't send something. That's not great. Chat is not so useful, I would say. Look at that. Like I can't send a second message now. I have to wait for it. You can't just talk to it. I can talk to it. Where? I mean, I have to wait now anyways. Keep everything the same and just change subject. Yeah, but how does it know if I mean the first video or I mean the newly generated video, right? There we go. I mean, we can... What else should we try? We're kind of... Oh. Look at her. There we go. Hello. Dancy lady. There we go. Right. By the way, I also have to say, this Asian body type is like 100% my type. And you also have that in the West, but here it's like more rare, you know, like Avril Lavigne or something, like, you know, small and slender and stuff like that. You have people like that, but it's not everybody. And in Asia is like, that's kind of the standard model basically, right? And it's like 100% down the line of my my type. So that's also I'm just Thai on the inside. That's just what that is, you know. Yeah, I was just born in the wrong region. Like my stork was flying in the wrong direction. I think there came like a hurricane and just like pushed my stork into the wrong area, you know. Yeah. Oh man. Or what is she called? The woman with the red hair from How I Met Your Mother. What's her name? They all go in the same category. Ellie McBeal also. Is that her real name or is that the name of her show? I don't even know. And so on. Yeah. Or Aurora, the singer, also. Lazy boy? No. Okay, it's almost rendered. Lily? No, I mean the actress. Hannigan. Louis Hannigan? Alois Hannigan? Something like that. I can't remember right now. Okay, so this is almost finished. This is shit. This is not great with the chat, to be honest. You have to wait for every single video. You can't do stuff in the meantime. Oh, look at that. And then there's no download button? There's a download button, okay. I'm getting cranky here. Old man cranky time. Look at that, holy crap. That actually worked really well. Wow, okay. Wow. All right. What is a very grinding game? That would be that you could make this as an online meme. What is a very grinding game? Diablo is very fast to grind. Like maybe Destiny 2 is kind of a pain in the ass with the grinding for better gear. So this is when you start playing Destiny 2. And where's the clip? And this is when you get finished with your, like, you have the gear you want. Tetris now. FS from chat? What is FS from chat? What is that? Fortnite? Does Fortnite have grind? What are you grinding for? You have the same weapons every time, right? Oh, Warframe. Oh, Warframe is a nightmare. I would love to play Warframe more, but that card system and that terrible map system where you never know what is going on. Like, I don't even know why they have such a dedicated community. This is a UI, like it's a user experience, UX actually. Absolute nightmare. I have no idea where to go, what to do, what the story is, why I'm doing something, how things work together, nothing like that. You're just throwing into something, and every single step you want to do in Warframe is like 1,000 times more complicated than it needs to be. Nothing in there is straightforward, right? But you just think, oh, I need that. I need to go there, and I do this like 5 times, and then I get it. Forget about that. You have to basically, you have to watch 5 hours tutorials to play 1 hour of Warframe. It's a nightmare. And that stupid planet map, I hate that. Anyways. There you go. old boomer not understanding video games. No, but everybody's upset about Warframe. Yeah. Let's ask my AI buddy here, of course, for confirmation. So I'm not being stupid here. Is Warframe way more complex than it needs to be? Let's see. There we go. Yeah, you see, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Warframe is widely considered more complex than many typical games due to its deep and layered system, but much of its complexity accumulates for 13 years of added content and expansions rather than being inherently necessary from start. Blah, blah, blah. Moving through levels and fighting enemies is straightforward. That is straightforward. The fighting is straightforward, yes, but then the upgrading is like absolute bullshit. Complexity rises once you explore its extensive modding system, which is basically the core element of upgrading your Warframe, and resource management, which is also a nightmare. Different game modes. Yeah. Syndicates? I don't even know what syndicates are, to be honest. Yeah, so yeah, it's just terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, what are we doing something more? No, right? We are kind of like at the end of the stream. Oh, I wanted to do something with the dancing lady. Dancing lady. Where is she? There we go. No, I don't want to go with the chat mode. I hate chat mode. It's slow and stupid. There we go. Dancing lady. What are we gonna do with the dancing lady? Make her dance in a street at night. There we go. What else do we do? Oh, wait a second. Have her wear a ballerina outfit and make her dance on a stage. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Turn it into a 3D game scene. Okay, also. Can we add GTA style? Probably not. All right. Add a second woman dancing like her. Okay. Okay, cool. Do you play story games? That is a very good question. Do I play? I actually prefer the story of games, but do I play story games? That's a different question, I would say. I do. I kind of think like I haven't done so for quite some while. Oh no, I'm wrong. I did. Let me check actually. 1 second. Let me go to the big screen real quick. Let me see what I played recently. Where's my profile? How do I see my profile? Oh, there we go. Well, I should play more story games actually. But I think most of the games that I try are story related. So because I have Game Pass right now, I play a lot of game stories. Ghostwire is pretty cool from the story. I played a little bit right now. Wheel World is also kind of nice as an indie game, where you just like have cycling races and you're in an open world traveling around playing a little story. Story's not very deep. Astruner I kind of started for the third time now, and now it's kind of better because I take a little bit more time. This, of course, you know, blah, blah, blah. Alters I started and then only played it once. I have to go deeper with that. Doom I played quite a bit, but then didn't go on. I maybe finished that. Warhammer Space Marine was really bad. This is like not the new game, this is the old game. Really boring. I feel like it's just outdated gameplay. I think when I was 20, I would have really enjoyed that. Maybe I should try it again, but now it's just like you run around, you run along a pre-created path and shoot everything that comes your way. And it's like, yeah, but why? It's a little bit boring. The Indiana Jones game was very good, very cinematic, very nice story. Didn't like the ending, but the rest of it was really cool. Dredge, I didn't play more. Clair Obscur, I hated the intro, and that's why I stopped playing, but I should play it actually more. South of Midnight, I really enjoyed, but it was the fighting is repetitive. So at the end, it gets a little bit boring with the fighting, but the story is really cool. Mortal Kombat, was kind of boring, so I did 2 fights and then stopped it. Bolt Gun, I also didn't like. Minecraft, I have played very much, but like over 10 years ago. And then the rest I don't remember. Dead Island is really cool, but the fighting doesn't feel so good. That's what I didn't like about that. And MechWarrior, I didn't understand how to control it. Maybe I give it a second try. And Sifu was way too hard for me. Evil West actually was surprisingly good, to be honest. And Dark Tide, I would play it more. I love the gameplay, but the rewards you get, the upgrades you get are ugly. And I understand from the gaming world, and you're just a grunt, and you're just like fighting, and you're like a low rank warrior. It makes sense that your weapons are ugly, but it's not exciting for me. You know, if I get updates, I just don't want to have the same gun a little bit better. I want to have something that looks cool, and then after a certain time, I want to look like a really certified, like, badass warrior, you know, with, like, really cool outfit. Still Wakes the Deep was very cool, but very short. Yeah, and then, yeah, and so on. And so on, and so on. Starfield, I have only played the start. I actually live streamed the start back in the day, and then I didn't go on with it because it was kind of boring, but maybe I should restart that. Anyways, I have a lot of story games. Deep Stranding, or what is it called? Death Strand. Death Strand? Dead Beach? I don't remember. That was also very good, but I didn't go on with that either. There's a lot of games where I should go on. Red Dead Redemption also, I didn't go on with that. It starts very slow, and I was kind of bored, and maybe I should like just push through until it gets interesting. But the start of Red Dead Redemption 2 is disconnected and boring. You're just a little thief doing little thief things, you know? It's like, I don't know. Yeah, do some cool stuff. Oh, look at that. In the street. Holy shit, that turned out really well. The only thing that didn't turn out well is that she's very out of focus. But other than that, that's crazy good. Look at the reflection of her feet and the shadow. Wow. Isn't that impressive? Wow. There you go. And also her face is kind of like morphed. So it's not exactly her, which probably is the reason why they had to like render the light over her. But then also they rendered some of the bokeh over her too. Anyways. Okay, what else do we have? Ooh, holy shit. There we go. I thought she's gonna have one of these, what is it called? Tutu? I don't remember. Anyways. Wow. That is... Okay, her feet are strange. I think because it tries to simulate these ballerina shoes and it doesn't work 100%. And the stage is kind of strange also. But wow, not bad, huh? Again, the face doesn't work. They have to fix the face thing. But other than that, really impressive. Again, look at the reflection of the feet. Crazy. Very nice. All right. What else did we try? Death Stranding. Yeah, Death Stranding. The music. If you haven't played Death Stranding and you don't care about playing it, just go on YouTube, Death Stranding OST, which means original soundtrack, and listen to the music. Oh, it's just like, oh, the music is so good for that game. The music alone is worth playing the game, kind of. I really should restart it. It's kind of slow though. It's a kind of like a walking simulator. Holy shit! And there we have the 3D version. I really like that kind of 3D turning it into video games kind of thing. Very nice, very nice. How amazing is that? That really looks 3D. Isn't that crazy? Again, the face doesn't work, but the rest is amazingly good. Wow, huh? She's very tall? No. Let's have a look at the original. No, see? The sofa is just like the couch in the background looks a little bit strange because the backrest is not very high. You can see it only goes half of her back, which looks very uncomfortable to sit there. But yeah, I think that makes the illusion. It looks like Sims, right? Yeah, totally. And what's this? Oh, a second woman. I think that didn't work. Let's check it still. Maybe the woman comes later. 1 second. No. No, that didn't work. Okay. Anyways, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, if we want, we can still talk a little bit. Or we are calling it a night. And yeah, it was pretty cool. I think we did some pretty cool testing today with these things. Of what you can do, and yeah, maybe I should do like next time a kind of like a thing where you can send suggestions before the stream so I can sort through them. Maybe that's a good idea, to test some more strange things, you know. But yeah, I think the stuff we tested was still very nice. And man, it's gonna be so crazy. Couple of like maybe next year when you can add way more precise things to video, right? Like the idea where it says like add a tracking box with names over the heads. That's a really cool idea. And I think like a year from now we can actually do that. Right now it's just not good with these kind of details, but you can still do a lot of things, right? It's a low camera angle and not framed well. Yeah, probably also. Yeah. Right. Have you considered a meetup? I would love to do a meetup. The problem is I feel like Vienna is really still sleeping on AI. And also Vienna has this kind of negativity culture. It's actually has a word here. It's called Sudan. Sudan means to be kind of like a Karen, being negative about stuff, and it's a little bit a part of Viennese culture. So, I tried to organize events in the past, not for AI, for any kind of other reason, and if anything, like 1 or 2 people show up, and then they like talk shit all the time, and you're like, well, why did I even do that? Come on. If this was Berlin, I would probably do a meetup, and in Bangkok for sure. I have been guest for like 2 or 3 meetups and spoken there about AI and things like that. So that's pretty cool. And I'm also thinking, if I move there, when I move there, that I do a regular meetup for people with AI, to hang out, connect, inspire, maybe find people to create a startup with, stuff like that. Yeah, in Bangkok, yes, I want to do a meetup in Bangkok. Yeah. So let's see. In Vienna, not sure. And also, I kind of like want to move away from here. So yeah. It goes hard with all the new models coming out, probably somewhere in the next few months. I'm not sure if it's coming that fast, but maybe, you know? Like, we have seen some very big major improvements in a short time in recent months, which was surprising. But you also have to consider that before that, for a pretty long time, nothing was happening. So they have been cooking for at least 6 months or 10 months to make all of that stuff. And now everything is coming out at the same time. And it feels like updates are just easy to create. But I feel it just takes a lot of time to make it happen, right? And now it's only correlation that everything seems to progress so fast. Need the features locally. Yeah, I wonder when something will come out that works with a local GPU, you know? I kind of feel like the future is more in the area where you have, like, for example, your files locally, or you have a local software, which, to be honest, I don't understand why most AI companies don't make a local software, because that would really make them stand out a lot. But where you have a software for AI rendering, but the AI rendering actually happens online. So you upload the file, basically while using the software, it downloads the result for you into the software. The benefit for that is with the software, you're way more powerful. So that basically you have multiple layers, right? You have live effects, you have all these kind of things on your layers, which you need locally. And you can keep them, but you change stuff with rendering in AI, right? So for example, I make a video and I say, in locally, I want to have like color adjustments. I want to have a blur effect. I want to have a vignette. I want to have some like emojis overlaid that are kind of floating over the video, stuff like that. I can all of that do in kind of CapCut. Nothing of that needs to be online. But when I then want to render the dancing video and want to have, like we had the girl, but in a ballerina outfit, that needs to be rendered. But I don't want to go into some local software and then like hog my GPU where I can do nothing at the same time and it renders forever and then it doesn't turn out well and it has to render forever again. I want it to render while I'm keeping on cutting the video, and then when it's finished, I'm coming back to it and looking at the result, and if I like it, I use it, and if not, I render it a second time, but my computer stays free for working, right? And also I can do it on any kind of laptop I have or even on my smartphone, while at the same time I can keep working. While right now, even with the best graphic cards, your computer is basically turning into a slideshow when it's rendering because it's taking all of the GPU, right? So, yeah, I think so, right? Like an app like Premiere or something like that, but with AI integrated, right? And then a subscription like Adobe basically does, you know? And I still feel like Adobe, even though their models might not be the best, will still be one of the AI winners just because Adobe is in every studio. Nobody is working professional and not using Adobe, right? Unless you're a freelancer and working alone for clients who don't care about the files. Everybody else, they want to have Adobe files. They want to have a PSD, they want to have an Illustrator file, they want to have an After Effects file with all of the layers and stuff like that, because they need to have that afterwards to edit stuff, right? Yeah. I think Adobe and Google, even though it doesn't look anything like that, will still come out on top with all of that AI game. And I want to see where Microsoft is going with AI too. Even though they're like not really that much known for AI other than Copilot. I mean, it did have a lot of investment into ChatGPT, but everybody uses Windows. So that's one thing. I think like almost everybody who works professionally uses their Microsoft suite, whatever, how do you pronounce that, 360 or whatever it's called, 365, for their professional work with Excel sheets and PowerPoint and stuff like that. So you can't just change a company and say, hey, use a different software. Because imagine you have 10 employees or you have 100 employees. You have to retrain all of them. It's massively expensive to do that. And then the new tool doesn't work with anything you have done before. All of the files you have on your on your servers, all of the forms you have, everything is dead. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in assets that you just throw away to change to an open source software. No way that's going to happen. The only reason why this is going to happen is if some software, like for example ComfUI, is getting the golden standard of doing things. Like for example with Blender. Blender is very much established, even though I think a lot of professionals still prefer stuff like ZBrush or I don't know what the others are called, but you know what I mean, right? Yeah, Blackmagic maybe also. They have upgraded a lot with their AI integrations into the software. They have been a little bit slow, but now they are picking up on that, right? It's pronounced sweet. Oh, sweet. Ah, that's good. That's a good hook for that. Remembering, like, how do you say brain bridge? I don't know how you say that. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah. And I'm pretty sure AI will also come up with some companies that will be the new market leaders. I think if Perplexity is doing it the right way and not selling out too soon, have they already sold to any kind of other company? Did anybody buy Perplexity? Let me actually ask Perplexity if it was bought. Did anyone buy the Perplexity company? Perplexity. Has not been bought yet, apparently. Both Meta and Apple have engaged in discussions about potentially buying Perplexity, but no formal deal was offered. I think if they play their cards right, and they stay on top of their game, they might be a huge competition for search engine for Google, right? Because to be honest, like almost every search I do now is on Perplexity. I used to be very big on Google, and now I almost never go there for searches. Only when it's something where Google is still better, like for example local search. If I need, I don't know, I need a dentist, or I need to find out where a club is or what the menu costs locally, I usually go to Google because it integrates in Google Maps and stuff like that. So for that kind of location thing, it's better. Google Finance also is pretty good. I'm not sure if Perplexity has something like that. But for example, while I was in Vietnam, I was taking the train from, oh God, what's the name? Let me check out the map real quick. One moment. I was in Vietnam and I was going from what? Where's that? Ah, yeah. Hue? Oh, yeah. I was going from Da Nang to Hue, which is a couple of hours train ride. It's not that far, but there is like, okay, first of all, I wanted to go from Da Nang to Hue in the train, but I didn't know what kind of train. So I asked Perplexity what is the best way to go with the train. Sorry, I'm searching for the chat window right now. I asked Perplexity what is the best way to get there, and it said, hey, there is a tourist train you can take. It's very nice. It is scenic, so take that. And it also showed me where to book that. So I booked that train, and then I said, hey, when I'm on a train, on what side of the train do I need to sit to have the best views? And it said in the driving direction, sit on the right side so that you have the best views. Yeah, right. And I was seated on the left side when I entered the train, because you can't pick the seat. They just give you a random number. And also there was not even a window. There was like just a wall where I was sitting. It was a really shitty seat. And I went directly to the train woman, the whatever. What is it called? Like the ticket checker person. And said, "Hey, I don't like that seat. Do you have anything else free?" And she showed me the card of the map, and I said, "Yeah, I want to have this seat." So it was on the right side, and oh man, I felt so sorry for the guys on the left side, because they were sitting there, and a lot of them were Asians. Also, were like, "Is it expensive for you to have that?" The ride wasn't that expensive, but still, like, with the income difference, although I think they are probably from the richer parts of Asia, maybe Koreans and stuff like that. But still, you're there, you're on holiday, you have that trip, you want to have that scenic train, and you sit on the left side, and most of it is just like vegetation going by your window, and then maybe some mountains a little bit, and then again vegetation. While on my side it was like beaches and everything, and you see the landscape, and it was amazing, and then little villages and stuff. I was like, oh man, I feel so sorry for them to sit on the wrong side. And some of them didn't even have a window. So that, yeah. But then on the same time, there was like this kind of like restaurant card where you could go and sit and look out of the window, so they could always go there if they wanted to. It wasn't that bad. Train conductor? That's what I call train conductor, really? It's like the guy in the with the concert. It says also the conductor, right? That's very strange. Anyways, but I asked Perplexity for that, and Perplexity is really good with that. Also, if you go to any kind of city you don't know, you can just ask like, what are the 10 best places to go, or what are places that are very nice and usually not that like where tourists go, or what is like good restaurants for a certain this and that kind of thing, So it's really very nice. Hanging? What is hanging? Still hanging? What do you mean? I like about the chatting at the end of the chatting at the end of the stream. There you go. Hanging out hour. Yeah, so for that kind of thing, it's really, really nice. And actually, I also was very surprised how much you can do on a phone, also in a country like Vietnam, where I thought Vietnam might not be that technological because it's still a poorer country, I would think. But you could do everything. I bought the train ticket, I bought the taxi, I bought the hotel room, everything you can do. You can order food, anything you want. In a lot of ways, Asia is way more advanced with technology in that regard, for the main reason that they have to figure out technology in an environment that doesn't have the technology at the same time, and so you have to figure out workarounds for that. And one thing they do, and like, for example, in Vienna, you go to a street vendor and you say, "Oh, I want to have a coffee," or something like that. "Can I pay with card?" And they're like, "No, I'm a street vendor." Like it's the Middle Ages, like it's the Dark Ages, like they have never heard of a smartphone, right? Now you have the same thing in Asia. Either you can pay with a smartphone, but more than that, even if there is no way with a smartphone, they just have a QR code that you scan where you pay that thing. And here they didn't figure that out. To put a QR code with a payment thing on the window of your hot dog stand, so you can buy a hot dog in the middle of the park, you pay in a second, you show him, "Here, I paid," and then you go away with your hot dog. Why doesn't that work here? It works there, no problem, right? So things like that, right? Yeah, anyways. Okay. Where were you talking about, actually? Oh yeah, with Perplexity. I think like Perplexity might be a company, if they play their cards right, that might be one of the big companies in the future. With AI. Runway is also very good, and Korea also does it very nice. They integrate the tools very nice, even though the thing with Korea is they do a lot, but they don't do it special. Now they have their Korea model, which is kind of good. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like also like Flux a little bit, so it's not super special, And I feel like Hicksfield, for example, might be big with everybody who is in advertisement and film, and maybe also influencers, online influencers, right? Because they're very focused on that kind of thing. Fashion, advertisement, you see it with all the presets they have for their videos and images and stuff like that. It's that kind of look, that kind of like craziness, stuff like that, right? So that might be interesting. Okay, anyways. And now that I killed the chat, nobody's writing anything anymore. I think it might be time to say goodbye. And maybe grind some more in Diablo for no reason. Anyways, there we go. Or play some story games, which I should do way more. Yeah. Anyways, future video plans. I want to do the 2.2 video tomorrow if I figure out how it works in a nice way. I also want to do the dark side of AI video, the opinion video, and then the rest I don't know. I have to see. I have to figure out. I'm thinking about doing a video series on the different functions of Kriya because they have so many functions. Sadly, Kriya doesn't pay anything. It would be cool if they would like sponsor that series of videos, so that would be nice. But they don't do that. Other than that, oh yeah, I wanted to do a series where I look at all of the workflows that come with ComfUI to explain what the different nodes are. It's kind of like a beginner thing to get started with the different workflows that might be interesting, and then maybe even how to do a little bit more with the same workflow, right? So a series aimed at beginners to get oriented with the different things, because even though there is these pre-built workflows, you might still be confused what is what and how to use it and why it's there and how to make more with that. So that might be an interesting series. And then I have like maybe also kind of like evergreen content a little bit more, because a lot of my content, the problem with a lot of my content is it only is relevant for maybe 5 days, because usually it's about a new thing that comes out and then the new thing is old and everybody has seen it and it loses the views completely. And then evergreen content is something where maybe when you post it, you only get like 2,000 views, but then over time you get 200,000 views because it's still relevant half a year or a year later, right? I actually have to look it up 1 second. I think one of my most successful videos is still the starting video where I explain ComfUI. 1 second, let me check this out real quick here. Videos, popular. Oh, there we go. So my most successful video ever. Oh my God. 1 second. So I have my 2 most successful videos. One is the prompt tricks for Midjourney. That is 2 years old. And like, it's kind of sad that I have not a single video going over 1 million views, but this goes 826,000 views. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one, and that's really crazy, it still goes, is about Audacity and how to make an audio loop in Audacity, and people still watch it 12 years later. I made that 12 years ago, and it has 437,000 views now after all that time. Best AI tool ever for some reason with the Invoke AI got a lot of views, 420,000. And then here we have the Learn ComfUI Part 1 that I did for ComfUI, for OpenArt, sorry. And it has 378,000 views, which is surprisingly few. But at the start, when I brought out that series on my channel, I kind of stopped posting because it didn't get any views. But now it's one of my most successful videos. Although you have to like probably search for the other videos and they're not going to be high up there for some reason. There's the second one. 129,000 views is still good, you know? I would be okay making videos where I explain stuff and it only gets like 2,000-3,000 views on the first day, and then 5 months later it has 150,000 views. I would be completely okay with that. And also it's more relaxing, you know, because it's kind of stressful to do videos about new stuff, because on the one hand, the problem with new stuff is you are pro AI players. What does that mean? What do I say? What I want to say? Oh yeah, the stressful thing is, first of all, it never works or is never as good as you want it to be because it's new, but you still make a video about it. So you have to, like, especially if it's local, you sit there for hours and hours, try to make it work, and then find a solution of a prompt that looks good and works well, so I can show my community, hey, try this prompt, you get a cool result. And then it's only like relevant for 5 days, even though you spent like hours of making that video. And also you never get to actually really use the tools because new tools come along faster than you have time to actually explore the old tools before that. So even though you know a lot about AI, you don't really have much deeper experience on how to get specific results, you know? Even though I can guide people towards, okay, this and that tool might be the best and this and that process, and can help them build solutions. I don't have like massive amounts of hours on any like individual tool, you know what I mean? So and if you make these evergreen videos, you have more time to play around, figure it out, experiment, and then show the best parts of that, right? Anyways, there you go. I remember being afraid of installing anything related to AI a few years ago. Then I saw your video about Automatic 11 and I followed you guide and installed it, and here we go. Yeah, right? I feel like also at the beginning everything was nicer and more fun. I kind of think about like, I want to do a series about SD 1.5 again. I don't know, kind of like a vintage episode or like series on how to do stuff with that. I feel like SD 1.5 was so much more fun than anything we have right now as local models. Flux is boring. SD 3.5, nobody uses it. There's not really any other models. The LoRa's are very like restrained to one thing they do. So you can't get like unexpected crazy experimental results like with SD 1.5, where you could download a LoRa and then like basically abuse the prompt and get something completely different but magically wonderful at the same time. That was the good times. And I wish we had models that would be more like that again, right? STXL. How good was STXL? I was kind of like not 100% a fan of that. I still feel like SD 1.5, it's very fast. Oh no, actually, to be honest, sorry. STXL LCM, that was also one of the golden spots. Like getting images in real time while you paint and like actually creating with AI, that was amazing. And then with Flux, all of that died down because it's hugging your computer and kind of like taking forever to making an image. And then, of course, you have Flux Schnell. But Flux Schnell is neither creative nor highly detailed, nor are the results very inspiring, you know? With LCM, also especially, LCM, STXL, LCM, with the community-trained models, they were really creative and nice and beautiful. You can get some really amazing stuff out of that, right? I feel like. Try Noob AI. What is Noob AI? Is that a UI or what is that? Let me check that real quick. Is it a model? Oh, it's a model. What kind of model is that? Whoa, my screen went black for a second. It doesn't really say here. Is it an STXL model or what? Am I blind? I don't see what it is. Reforge. Huh? Base model Noob AI. Oh, it's its own thing? Really? It's completely its own thing? Not based on anything? That's strange. Interesting. Yeah, I will check that out. It's STXL based. Oh, okay. Like Pony. Ah, okay, interesting. So that's an older model, I guess. Oh yeah, 2024. So it's a year at least, like, yeah, almost almost a year old. Okay, interesting. Overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. I also think like a lot of people still use SDXL or SD 1.5. Also, the LoRa training with SDXL was very nice. Like I trained several realistic LoRas and they really look good. And also they do stuff that you tell it to do rather than Flux, where Flux just kind of like does whatever it wants, right? In some regards, Flux is way better with the prompt and way more adherent to little details in the prompt, but with other things, it doesn't want to do it, right? So for example, putting a character off center is something Flux is, it likes it to be in the center, or the background, if you say have a street or a hallway, that the elements in the image repeat like 20 times going into the distance rather than like actually being a nice room, right? Yeah. I really miss these kind of like dreamy kind of times, or creamy. I actually, I maybe should build a workflow that is built around that, where I have to see, but where you first render an SDXL image with LCM and then use that as an input to render it with Flux Schnell or Flux again, with higher, like just higher quality, right? And then maybe fixing some stuff like hands and such, if that works, right? That would be interesting. And then maybe you have the best of both worlds, because I'm really missing that creativity. You personally love Flux? I use the Project Zero derived model. Helga and... Oh, yeah. And I find it to be the best model I've ever tried. So Helga and Triplehead Monkey, both the mods on my Discord, they have made their own model. I have to admit I haven't tried that. Is it on CivDI? Oh, there we go. When did they bring that out? In June, so it's not even that long ago. Did he tell me about that? Did he tell me and I forgot about that? That would be interesting. That would be strange. Okay, I will check that out. Oh yeah, that's some very nice results. Oh, sorry, you don't see that. 1 second. Look at that. I like that painting here. That looks very good, right? Interesting. Very nice. Very good result. Yeah. We have to see if this is creative, though. You know? Like, you can already see, like, from the composition that it is very Fluxish. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful, it looks very good, but it has this kind of, like, specific Flux character about it, rather than this kind of creativity that SDXL or 1.5 had. I'm not saying it's bad or anything, I'm just saying... this kind of like creative playfulness, especially also Midjourney has. I really wish, you know what I don't understand? What I don't understand about Midjourney is, why don't they have a creator program? I do understand if they say we don't want to pay you because we already like successful and we have a dedicated community and stuff like that. But why not have a creator program? Like, really, you need that money so like desperately that you can't give me access to your thing? That's... I don't know, it's like just crazy, you know? And of course you could say, hey, you make money from your videos, so why not pay the AI companies? And that's fair to a certain degree, but I can't pay for all of the services, so I can't report on them. So they have to give me free access just for the reason I can't subscribe to 20 different services that all cost 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks a month, or even more if you have the higher tier. And a lot of the functions I talk about are only accessible in the higher tiers. So let's say 50 on average, 10 would be 500, 20 would be 1,000 per month. I don't make that much money with my channel. So that's why I need the free access to stuff. It's not like we say, oh, the influencers, they want to have everything for free. It's just there is not enough money in the world to pay for all that stuff, to test that. And then also I'm helping that by testing that, right? Even they don't maybe pay me for advertisement. They still get a lot of eyes on their product, so they still get their money's worth out of that. So why not just give me free access like a lot of companies do, right? And then I can talk about that, right? I could never do that live stream about Runway if Runway wouldn't say, hey, here, make as many videos as you want, because they know they get that back, right? Anyways, it looks pretty cool. I will try that out. And yeah, that looks like a video for next week. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for that. Let me go to the big screen again. There we go. Right. Yeah. It's depending on what you want or need. I don't really generate realistic content. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Often you don't want my favorite model ever is, and now of course I forgot the name. What is the model I most used in my videos? This SD 1.5 model with the kind of like digital drawing style. It's oh man, how can I forget that? I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. What was it called? Something with Ani? It was not anime. Juggernaut? No, it wasn't Juggernaut. Juggernaut was really good, but like the first model for digital painting that was really, really good. How can I not remember that right now? Not Dream Shaper. It starts with A. It starts with A in the name. It should still be the... Civet AI has a model after the Visa stuff that is called Corn Master? Really? What the hell? Okay, interesting. And I even have... Oh no, I have set it to PG. No, PG is actually... It shouldn't show that, right? What? I mean, the image is just a woman holding a smartphone, so... No, with A, not with O, with A. What was the name? I could look on my models list. 1 second, let me check real quick. Oh, I don't even know where I have that. I think at some point I put my models to an external drive or something, and I can't remember where I put it. Or is it not? Is it not A? Is it R at the start? Man, I can't. Where is my models here? 1 moment. Let me check this real quick. Documents. I don't even know where that stuff is. Wait, models? Well, let me put the window here so I'm not looking to the side. No. Crazy, I can't remember that. No, not epic realism. But you're listing all of the good models. All of them. ComfUI alt, it has to be in here. Let me see. ComfUI. Models. Checkpoints. No? The hell is going on here? Okay, let's try automatic 1111. There we go. Models. No. I have no idea where my models are. That's strange. Wait, is it animate diff? Oh no, animate diff is the video model. Dude, where do I put my models? Checkpoints. This is empty. Diffusion models. There's nothing in here. Wait. Ah, it's ref animated. There we go. Yeah. Ref animated. And the guy stopped, right? No updates anymore. That was so good. 1.1. The faces look different than I remember them. There's only one picture here? What the hell is going on here? Why is there only one picture? Okay, so there's only one sample picture, but look at that. Look how good that looks. Very artistic, very beautiful, very detailed, and then... Oh, sorry. With the LoRa's and stuff, you can do amazingly cool stuff with that. That was really, really cool. Yeah, seems like 100 years ago, but that was the best time ever with Ref Animated. I don't know what happened to that guy. Why did he change, or like why did he stop doing that? Did he do other models? I hope there's not something ugly popping up now. Let's hide that. What is this? Showcase? No models. Kestrel Flux? Pony enhanced. Oh, did he do the pony model? Is that the guy who did pony? Cinematic tools. Love potion. So he did a lot of stuff apparently, I guess. And he has Kestrel Flux anime. He is busy with open model initiative. He left the platform. Oh, interesting. Yeah, interesting. So he has some stuff here. Flux hand painted textures. That looks pretty cool. And this one, when was this posted? Oh, also September 2024. Okay. But as you can see, like it looks not as good, I would say, as the SD1.5, right? I mean, it still is pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, it's actually not bad. I should try that. I need to download that model. But you know, something is missing. Do you know what I mean? Also, look at this, like this symmetry. I hate that flux symmetry. You know, like the flowers all bent the same way, and there's like two trees bending the same way, and two mountains, and the houses, everything is like symmetrical. Why? You know, like... Flux is really annoying with that kind of thing, you know? That looks pretty cool. That's also kind of nice, but it's a little bit, everything feels a little bit plastic. I don't know. It's not the same as SD1.5. That looks pretty nice. Although why 3 wine glasses, but never mind that. Yeah, I should download that model. That's pretty nice. There we go. Kestrel. You use Flux for symmetry, really? Yeah, with Symmetry AI, but I have the filter on, so it shouldn't be able to show anything that's not supposed to be there. Yeah, I know. There we go. Anyways, we are like... I feel like the time is going by way faster than with the talking than with the AI stuff. By the way, I figured out, not figured out, but I saw on Twitch, like, to be honest, that's mostly women doing that thing. But they do, for example, chores or stuff, like they, whatever. And then they talk a little bit with their community and the camera is filming, and they just do that all day long. And you're like, really? People watch that? Like, you can just, like, I can clean my room and then sort my books and whatever and talk a little bit with the chat, and then, like, that's the stream for 8 hours? Isn't that crazy, Like, I mean, I also enjoy actually, like, with some of the I don't watch too many streamers, but I have one streamer where I tune in maybe half an hour or something. And to be honest, I also often watch it on the side and just hear him talking about all kinds of stuff with his community. And then when he actually starts playing the video games, I watch for like 10 minutes and then I'm like, I don't want to watch anymore. It's really interesting because he's a game streamer, but I don't watch the game streaming, right? Yeah, some people, like, they stream and they have more viewers when they sleep and stream the sleeping rather than when they do stuff, which is also strange. That is very strange. Cleaning videos is a huge thing now, but it's not like the cleaning in the sense of I show you how to clean. It's just like where she says, okay, I have to do all of my clothing today. That's just a thing I need to do. And so she just does the ironing and whatever. And at the same time, she talks to her chat. Or she has to, like, I don't know, anything else, brush the cat and other things. And then, does, like, her everyday things and streams at the same time, which usually you would, like, listen to an audiobook while doing your dishes or whatnot. The stuff you have to do, and then you go back to your work. And she turned it around, and I find that very smart because you have to do that every single day anyway. It's not every single day, but you have to do that. And she makes it as an income source, and people love it. And that's so smart because the rest of the time, so when your work is doing the chores, basically you're done with the chores. So when you come off work, in that sense, you're done with everything. You can live your life. Because usually you work and then you do your chores. But she combined both of them, and then your free time is actually her free time. That's pretty amazing, right? That's pretty cool. Yeah. For some ADHDers, this helps, like calming, as it's considered a type of body doubling. What is body doubling? What is that? Never heard of that. Body doubling? Is it like when someone does something focused so you don't have to do its focus, or what? I mean, I also see people who just walk. Like there's this Asian woman and she's walking through all of Turkey on foot. And she just like films herself walking and then talks to her chat. Body doubling is the practice of performing a task in the presence of another person, which helps increase motivation, focus, and productivity. That's called body doubling? Really? Isn't that like why most people need a trainer or need a boss or something like that to do the things they want to do? Right? Interesting. That's really interesting. I have a friend where she said, oh, I want to learn Photoshop. And I said, hey, I can send you a couple of videos on how to do that. And she said, no. I can't do it. I can't watch a video. I have to have I need to go to a class where a teacher tells it to me. I'm like, why? The video tells you the exact same thing as the teacher does. Yeah, but I have to have someone standing there. So that's that. That's really interesting. Will you be cleaning on your next chat? Maybe I should do that. In my next live stream, I could actually be painting, because what I'm doing right now is, as you know, I like these colorful designs. And also, you might know, I might even have a link below. I do some therapy right now. And one of the therapy things is that, and this might sound kind of crazy, that I'm not doing the things I want to do, which is really strange because my life evolves around that I do what I want to do. And that's why I do YouTube, and that's why I'm never had a job, because I do my thing and that's everything I want to do. And still I have the feeling I don't do what I want to do, right? So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, one of the things is also art, but I get a lot of anxiety about maybe it's not good enough, or people don't want to see it or stuff like that, imposter syndrome, all these kind of things. So, and I like these designs. So, and there's also the kind of thing, one of the things is where I think, oh, it always has to be like this fine art kind of thing, smart philosophy kind of art. And I thought, no, I like, as you know, like these kind of like, flower prints and pretty like things and stuff like that. I have the taste of like a little girl basically. But now men can do that. Hairy big men can have they can have a cup that says the world is your oyster. There we go. That's completely normal today, which is great for me. And then at the same time, I can make pictures like that. So maybe the next stream is a stream where I'm drawing something or painting, better said, because I have designed images with AI and now I'm painting them in real life. And they have these kind of cute designs. It's a kind of slow process because I haven't painted in years. I'm getting better with it. And that might be really interesting to watch, right? It's a big cup. I'm happy. I love big cups. I can't handle small cups. I have to have a really big cup that keeps me happy at least half a day, because I make a coffee in the morning and then it sits there for a couple of hours while I sip occasionally on that. So it has to be, I don't know if this is half a liter, to be honest. And that one is maybe 700 milliliters, 750. Does it say something? No, it doesn't say anything. But I love flower prints and stuff like that, right? So that might be a thing, right? Do you sell on Redbubble? What is Redbubble? Is it like Etsy? I always thought I want to do like a Hawaii. Do you know a company? If you are a person who knows where to print Hawaii shirts, and then we can sell them to people. I would love to design Hawaii shirts and then sell them to people. Oh, Redbubble does like online printing. Oh, interesting. But they probably don't do Hawaii shirts, right? I love Hawaii shirts, and AI is really good at making patterns and cute designs. But I feel like with these on-demand services, that the shirts you can print, let me switch over here. The shirts you can print are outlandishly expensive. And that's what I hate about that. Oversized t-shirts. Let's click on this. Oh God. So what does it say? Yeah. 33. Holy moly. 33 for a t-shirt. No way. I mean, it's a very cute design, to be honest, but still, 33? Who has that kind of money? That's crazy. 20 is still expensive. This is a normal t-shirt, apparently, 20 bucks. But do you earn something when you sell it for 20 bucks or whatnot? I don't know. Hawaii shirts and sell for sure would be try. That would be nice. It's only the problem with like VR cleaning simulation. That's funny. Oh yeah, there is like this. What is it called? The old game, Visceral or something. Visceral cleaning. Cleaning game, and they made a new one. I mean, I think it's called like crime scene cleaning or something. Crime scene cleaner. This one, yeah. So that's kind of like funny. Yeah. This kind of thing where you go around and then you clean a crime scene, basically. Yeah. That's kind of cool. There you go. Yeah. I don't know if they have a VR version of that. Yeah. I actually did video game streaming, but sadly nobody watched. I had like between 3 and 5 viewers at the best times, which is kind of sad. If a product has a base price of $10 and you set a 20% margin, the customer would pay $12. Yeah, but that's not how that works, right? Because they take their cut and you need their cut, and then there's also taxes, and then there's also shipping and all that kind of stuff. So usually what you need to do is to triple the price. So if the product costs you $10, you need to sell it for $30 to offset all of the other costs and then still make a little bit of money on top of that. Like, for example, think about VAT is already, at least in Austria, 20%. Then, so from $30, right? Then you have to pay taxes on the rest of that, which is, I mean, of course, you have to discount the expenses and stuff like that. But wait, we just asked Perplexity because I don't know either. Okay. I want to sell shirts in Austria and it costs me $10 to make a shirt. Make a table that shows me all the costs and what I need to charge to make money with it. All right, there we go. Let's have Perplexity worry about these problems. Okay, so production cost is 10, blah blah blah. Profit margin. That can't be right. Shipping cost varies. Yeah, it doesn't like put anything in there. No. Is 10 selling price? That doesn't make any sense. You forgot about taxes and VAT and maybe not shipping and marketing and everything else. All right, did a very bad job here. Now it includes shipping, import duties, VAT, marketplace fees. 150 marketplace fees? That sounds a little bit low. Packaging. Oh, packaging also, yeah. Marketing, designing, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it says. Oh, total price 30. Subtotal plus profit. And then VAT. Yeah. I mean, shipping you could discount maybe. Or put that out. Yeah. But then the rest, of course, packaging, marketplace fees, marketing, design and branding. I'm not sure what the cost is for design and branding, but anyways. Yeah, there's a lot of costs involved anyways. And then you have to simply charge more. So I think like 3 times is the classic formula on how to calculate that with the price. And this is why all this like merchandise from YouTubers is so expensive. Especially also these companies charge you a leg and an arm and a leg just to create and ship that thing. Even for a standard t-shirt. So that's kind of like that's the one thing that I don't like about that. I would do it, but I feel kind of strange about my community buying a t-shirt for $30 and a hoodie for $50 or $60, and then I make maybe $5 or $10 for a t-shirt, right? And they have to pay 30. That's kind of like, I don't know, you know. I could make prints and then they can print it themselves to make everything cheaper and cut out the middleman. But then again, people would say, hey, why is he selling AI generated images? That makes no sense. So yeah, it's a little bit problematic. 30 plugs was the only thing you would earn from that. It's bad reputation. What is bad reputation? You can design it yourself with AI. Yeah, right. And then people say, hey, I can do it myself with AI. But if you have a really cool, maybe even limited edition Hawaii shirt that I have designed with AI, maybe with some cool stuff that is relating to my community, that might be more interesting, right? Or what I would really love is to have tumblers with a complete 100% surface print. Because usually if they do that, it's like a tube, and I hate these tube things. They have to be the classic tumbler thing that goes like small on the and big on the top, small on the bottom, this kind of thing. That would also be cool. And the cool thing about Tumblr is it doesn't have sizes. So if you print one, You can just print 1,000 tumblers and then sell them over time. And then it doesn't even have to be on demand. With clothing, you have different sizes, right? Of course, you could always say, I only have one size as a shirt, and that's it. But then people will be upset. Why don't you have the small size? Why don't you have the big size? Stuff like that. Anyways, there we go. You need to market to a passionate niche. Probably, yeah, that's true. And then also figure out what the niche is, right? Okay. My friends, thank you very much for everything, for watching and being here and checking out everything and talking. And then see you soon. And tomorrow I will be in Discord checking out how to get 2.12 to work. Let me find the end screen. There we go. And post that video. And then there was another video about that model. And then something you showed me, I can't remember. And something else. I should have taken notes. I will think about that. I guess I will figure that out. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Bye.